Hello everyone, and as always, welcome back to my channel. Or if it's your first time, welcome to my channel. My name is Marlene and I talk about eating disorder recovery and everything related to healing the relationship with your own body, with food, and with movement. And this is a video for everyone who is going through extreme hunger right now. I made so many videos about extreme hunger in eating disorder recovery before, so feel free to click them. If you don't know what extreme hunger is, I pretty much have a definition in every single one of them, and we're going to skip that today because I want to come right to the point. I do work with so many clients in extreme hunger, and as you guys know, I experienced extreme hunger myself, and it was one of the scariest and hardest periods of my life. Not only because it went against everything that I did before that for 10 years, and my eating disorder was not a fan of it at all, but also because it's not understood or accepted by society, unfortunately not even by a lot of doctors or therapists, and so it makes sense that you're constantly questioning it. And there are so many fears that go along with extreme hunger. And I don't even want to go too much into those fears because this is more like a little TED talk if you're going through extreme hunger right now. And I want to share some of the things that really helped me to listen to it and to go through it. Of course, it was incredibly helpful for me to keep watching certain YouTubers, certain people on Instagram, like content creators who talk about the topic, who talk about their own experience, because every time I watch that video, it makes so much sense to me. And it seems like quite a few people, quite a lot of people actually, are going through extreme hunger or have been through extreme hunger in their recovery. So it seems to be a very normal part for many people. If you don't experience extreme hunger, that doesn't mean that you can't recover. And I'm actually going to make another video about that topic very soon too. But for those of you who are going through it, it is a very, very common and a very normal part for many people. And listening to extreme hunger, whether it's mental or physical, can be crucial. Not only because your body needs it, but also to rewire everything that you learned about saving calories. Less calories is always better. Saving up calories is always the goal. All those eating disorder rules and beliefs that you have, you can rewire them while listening to extreme hunger and also doing the mental work at the same time, of course. And one thing that I always think of, and my client just brought it up again, is to really think of it as energy debt. If you think about how many months or weeks or even years you had an eating disorder, you exercised too much, you ate too little, your body is pretty much in a lot of energy debt. And in order to make up for that debt, you need to eat a lot. And oftentimes you need to eat way more than you think. And even when your body gets to zero, when the bank account is at zero again, the body will not just purchase the next thing, meaning the body will not just start repairing everything, because it needs to know that it can trust that refueling, that it can trust that the energy debt is not going to happen again. So this is also why extreme hunger can feel so loud and so extreme, and can also last for a very long time. In my case, it lasted over 2 years. And it was really important for my body that I listened to it, that I constantly listened to it and responded to it, and didn't focus on certain health foods, but just like ate everything that I craved in that time. My biggest fear was, what if that never ends? What if I never will stop gaining weight? Or what if I will just, get hooked to food, which I made another video about as well. What if I'm getting used to eating a lot? And the interesting part is, most people that I ever worked with have that fear or had that fear, which makes sense, first of all. At the same time, this is not how it works. Extreme hunger is a combination of your hormones, of the body being an energy adept, and like a bunch of other things. And the more you listen to it, the more you give your body and your mind the chance to really heal and your nervous system to feel safe again. But you can't think yourself out of it, you need to listen to it. So I basically kept telling myself that my body needs to make up for all those lost calories. And that then on top of that, my body will even need more energy to fix everything, from my hormones to my bone density to my muscle mass. And all these things don't have anything to do with the fact if you're quote unquote underweight, if you're in a normal weight range, if you're overshooting, if your body was always in a higher weight range. It doesn't matter. Extreme hunger is not only for people who are underweight. Normally, extreme hunger actually starts to kick in after we gain a little bit of weight, or it at least doesn't stop at that point. I thought when when I first started my recovery, I would just, have extreme hunger until my body is at a certain weight again, and then it'll just stop and everything will be fine. And that certainly didn't happen at all. My body overshot by a lot. My body went through a lot of changes. And of course, that was one of the hardest things to do. But at the same time, deep down, I felt that it was right to listen to it and to give my body what it was craving and what it needed. And it was really, really helpful to keep reminding myself of that. And again, to keep watching other people's experiences and be reminded that other people went through it as well and had the same fears as well, and they still ended up being fine. The one tricky part about extreme hunger is that, as I said before, many, many doctors don't understand it. I was lucky enough to have an MD who was really great with it, and also a therapist later on who was really great with it. But before that, I had a bunch of really bad experiences, and people thought I had binge eating all of a sudden. It was turning into the wrong direction. They were, they thought I'm just suppressing my emotions right now, and all those misconceptions, when it was really just extreme hunger that my body was going through. And so if you are going through this right now, and maybe a doctor doesn't understand it, a family member, maybe even a partner, please know that you can still make the decision to listen to it and to do what you know is right for yourself, even if somebody else might not understand it. And yes, this might be the hardest thing because oftentimes it feels way harder than the eating disorder itself, but it won't be that way forever. This is a temporary phase in which your body will, really, really make sure that you're getting everything in. And food will not play that big of a role. And when I say it's a temporary phase, I'm not saying that you'll go back to restriction or to, eating minimal amounts afterwards. But I mean that, the focus will not be as big anymore. And also the food noise will at a certain point not be as big anymore. I really hope that helped you guys. Let me know in the comments as always, and I will see you in the next one.